All right.
Be live.
If you got chat, hey everybody, welcome. I'm Matt, and here with me as always is Arden, who's right now running the camera. This is Miranda, and she just shed, so she looks phenomenal. She is a ball python that we bought for a special breeding project that I'll talk about briefly. But when we got her, she was pregnant and we didn't know it. As a matter of fact, she went through her 4 weeks in quarantine and laid eggs on the day that she was coming out of quarantine. She is a pastel, lemonback, gravel. 3 incomplete dominant genes. Lemonback is in the black-eyed leucistic category. And so we've got a boy back here named Al, who is a super vanilla. Vanilla is also in the black-eyed leucistic, so we're looking for vanilla lemonbacks as a combination. But because she is gravel, Al, our boy that we're going to pair her with, also has yellow belly. And so yellow belly and gravel are part of the super stripe complex. They are allelic, and that's how you get a highway. And so here she is. Show her off a little bit. You can see basically the pastel adds a little yellow and lightens things up, and the lemonback does something similar, only without adding yellow. And so the just general lighterness of her and the light stripe down her dorsal, that you're getting from the lemonback a little bit. And then the gravel works a little like yellow belly, where you will see the flames between each of the alien heads. So I'm going to give her back to my lovely and talented partner. She just, I can see her shed. She shed this morning. Yep. So good job. So she laid 7 eggs, and I contacted the individual that we got her from, and his, because I was like, you said she'd never been bred. And no fault, he had paired her twice and hadn't seen any sort of lock. So we actually have 3 possibilities here. One is that this is a miracle. Now, snakes can reproduce parthenogenically like many other lizards. Basically, they don't need a male to reproduce. They can just produce genetically identical offspring. Look up things like whiptail lizards and other things like that. It's been known to happen, not all the time, but it's not the wildest thing anybody's ever heard of. And you'll hear amongst snake breeders, you'll hear sometimes you get twins, sometimes you get paradoxes, sometimes you get parthenogenetic reproduction. So that's one possibility. The other one, he listed 2 potential males that she had been with, and he hadn't witnessed the lock. The first one is a pastel inchy gravel. And so, if we see any super pastels, because that you would need to get from both parents, then we'll know that that is the sire. And because they're both gravel, we will also have a chance to see super gravels. And ideally, we could get a super pastel, super gravel, lemonback, inchy, which I don't even know what the hell that looks like, but we're going to, we might find out. The other option is an ivory pied that could also be orange dream and inchy. So we can't use inchy as a marker. Ivory, of course, is super yellow belly, which means it has 2 copies of the yellow belly gene. And if that happens, then we could get a highway. You'll be able to tell a highway fairly easily. I have pictures. I guess I could show the pictures on my phone that I saved as kind of examples. This is one example of a super gravel up on Morph Market right now. Getting reflections from the light.
Basically, they have a very dark dorsal with like a yellow stripe in the middle, which looks a lot like the line that you would see in the middle of a road to indicate the different sides.
Yeah, and this is a pastel highway. And by the way, we're not convinced that we're going to be able to identify anything about any of these snakes right now. Yeah. Only one of them has pipped, which means one of them has stuck its head out of the egg, and we are going to cut the other ones as best we can. This is going to be a little difficult because this clutch was a surprise for us, and so they're not separated individually. They're in a little group. All right, move this over here like this. We'll pull this up. You can raise it and then tilt it down in there.
So we're going to have to probably try to pull them apart, which is Not difficult exactly, but the eggs are somewhat fragile, and so you don't want to rip it in a way where the snake's going to fall out before it's ready.
They also come apart much easier at this particular stage. This is the one that has pipped. You can see that using his egg tooth, he cut along here and here and here. And because of all that, I'm just going to cut straight along this on the top of the egg here. And now we're not going to take them out of the egg. That looks like a super pastel to me.
Yeah, there's definitely some the blushing at the top looks very white, and the head was already very white.
It's not a highway.
It's definitely not a super gravel or anything.
It's not a super gravel. And because of that, we're still not completely sure what it is, but that was the first one that pipped. And we're just going to leave him there. What's going to happen is probably over the next 24 to 48 hours, he will come out of the egg on his own after he absorbs all the rest of the fluids in there. We're going to see the same thing with the rest of these. What I'm going to do is, since none of these have pipped, I'm going to gently remove them. And we've got a pair of scissors here, specifically designed. Wow, this one is so full. Like, I can feel the head right there. Okay.
Now, that looks almost like a super pastel Lemonback. Like, it's extra white compared to this one.
I think we have another super pastel, so we're really looking at potentially getting super gravels here, because the only way to get a super pastel is if the sire was the one that was the pastel inchy gravel.
Right.
So I'm leaning right now towards suspecting that we have...
Also, hi to Christ Puncher and Amber, Critical Cupcake, and Jer Bear. And who else is that? Rob McGarry. Hey, everyone. Good to see y'all.
We're going to need more paper towels, but...
Yes, we can get as many as we need.
So all I'm doing is pinching along the top right here to give me a nice, quick and easy spot to cut. And I'm going very gently, and okay, that is not a super pastel, and it looks fairly normal. There's some pixelation in the alien heads. I see little flames, so it doesn't look like much of anything to me.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't see any banding really going on. One of these I could see being potentially inchy, but that one I'm not so sure.
Yeah, that looks really close to normal, but one of the
pretty
things
low
is
odds to get a normal with this clutch, but it's possible. So it's the fun of odds. Just because it's a low odds thing doesn't mean it can't happen.
Okay, here's our next one. Oh, we were supposed to text Brad.
Well, I did text him earlier saying it was about to happen, or we were going to do it later, just not that it was happening right now.
Okay, that also looks like a super pastel. Look how clean that is.
Yeah. So, at least half the clutch should be gravel and a quarter super gravel based on what it seems like the sire probably was.
We'll know more in a week or so after they've had their first shed. Oh, there we go. That looks like a super pastel Lemonback
Not sure if or what else. Doesn't look
hard to tell. It's really cool looking, but
yeah, like we said, we're not going to be able to identify most of this clutch yet.
All of these were really easy to
Pull apart.
Wow, there's something really hard in that one there.
Yeah, be careful then.
Yep. I moved my line of cutting to a slightly different line. Wow. Look at that. That looks like Super Pastel Lemonback gravel. Maybe inchy? We don't know.
It'd be wild if we don't get a single super gravel in that clutch.
Yeah, if there's no super gravel and there's no highway, then we're still not sure who the father is. There's one more to cut. I just want to clean up the mess because I'm anti-mess. All right. You want to cut this one or you want me to do it?
Sure.
I just kept going and going and going.
It's all right.
Let me sit down here where I can look.
I'm not in as quite a good position as you. Wow, this one's also very, very full.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to get a cut line.
Some of them may take another 2 days or so to crawl out of the egg. There's a lot to potentially absorb.
I'm actually struggling to get it to pinch. It's so full on the top there.
So if you start right there where I've got that pinch, a little lower probably.
Oh, man. I might just have to make like an entry cut and then use the small scissors.
However you want to do it. Yours will be the lucky one where we pull out a highway right off the bat. Not pull out. We're not pulling anything out of these.
Okay.
Yeah, I just cut all the way over to here. Give us a nice big opening. That is also...
Looks like,
It looks like a pastel.
Yep. We're not able to see too much of... Yeah, man, there's definitely not a super gravel. I mean, some of these look like they could... Like, this one is the highest contender, I think, for if there's a super gravel. But I'm not totally sure. But there's definitely a baby in there. And it is responsive to touch, so everyone looks like they're doing okay. They all made it through the incubation process.
These are all going... Yeah. What's that?
I'm just saying, they all made it through the incubation, A-okay?
Yeah, we will. So they're all going back into the incubator where they'll stay, and they get to come out of the egg on their own, which should take probably 24 to 48 hours, give or take. That's what it was with the last clutch. Which, by the way, now that we should have a good quality stream with good quality video, this is one of the 2 pastel bananas that hatched in clutch number 1.
Black pastel.
Sorry, yeah, black pastel banana that hatched in clutch number 1. And so you can get a good look at the patterning on the side there.
Yep, they all ate their first meal, so they are well on their way to being ready for new homes.
They took a meal with no hassle. 2 of them took within 2 or 3 minutes, little pinky mice. And the other 2, we just left a drop in with them, and they took within an hour or so.
Yeah.
So
I want to look at this one a little bit more, because this
that's the star.
The one that looks the most impressive. Yeah.
That one looks like the mom a little bit in the sense that it's pastel lemonback gravel, but I think it's super pastel. I don't know if it's also super gravel.
Hard to say. I don't know if we can get it.
The other thing is, we don't know. We don't even know that the 2 potential sires we were given are correct.
Yeah, right. They could be misidentified or any number of things.
So what's going to end up happening? Here's how we're going to do this for all of the clutches that we have. These are going to go back into the incubator. They're going to sit there until they come out on their own, and then we're going to give them a week or so until they shed out for the first time. Then they will go in with the other hatchlings, where we will attempt to feed them and monitor them. We'll do an update after the first shed with better pictures, same as we did for the first clutch. And I will put together pictures of all of these, and I will contact the individual that we got Miranda from.
Get your face on the camera.
You can adjust if you want. They don't need to see my face. They don't deserve. Just, no. So we'll contact the individual that we got Miranda from, let him know what we got out of here, what we think it is. It's really hard to tell, but for a surprise clutch of 7 eggs that we were not expecting, I mean, we just bought a snake and she showed up pregnant and gave us eggs. There were no slugs. All 7 of those look healthy.
I'll say I'm a little disappointed only because when we're allegedly have the potential to get a super gravel or a highway, none of these look like super gravels or highways to me, although one maybe is. We'll find out when it sheds out. I'm a little bummed because I was like, man, how awesome would it be if we, get a clutch we didn't expect and we get highways out of that or super gravels. What a steal. So I'm a little bummed we didn't get them, but to be fair, we still weren't expecting anything. So 7 snakes is better than no snakes.
And the one that is very light.
Yep, that one right there. I mean, this one is a beautiful color. I could see that one maybe being etchy even with that color. But yeah, hard to say.
Hard to say for sure, yep.
All right.
All right. Any last minute questions before we end this
Grab that like I was
today's
gonna bring it down.
egg cutting? Those are going back down to the incubator.
Let's see. Let's open up chat. I got chat on my phone, so I don't have to bend all the way over.
Cool.
Kind of like opening MTG boosters. Yeah, that's actually kind of why we went with the name Epic Loot, because Matt and I both used to be really big into WoW, and so this notion of running a dungeon to try to get the rare item drop you're looking for is a lot of what snake cutting feels like, or like loot boxes or something similar. And so we kind of wanted our branding to be along the lines of something that we're both also passionate about other than snakes. But, yep, we got a That's What She Said joke. I don't remember. I didn't see when it came in, so I don't know what it's going to be related to. Gay baby day and babies. Well, no questions. So thank you all so much for coming to hang out. It's going to be a short one. We just wanted to get that on video so we can show you guys what's going on with all the work we've been talking about. This work we've been doing for like a year, and now we finally have stuff to show for it. So
yep.
It's really exciting.
It is cool. And by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. You'll get the updates when we do. For every clutch that we get out of the incubator, basically what's going to happen is when there's eggs, we're going to take pictures and video of the eggs, and then they're going to go into the incubator. And then 56 days later, that's when we're going to do the egg cuttings. If they don't make it out on their own, we'll do it on the 56th day. If they do make it out on their own, we will help them as we did today. Then about a week after that, when they've had their first shed, give or take a couple of days, we will do a follow-up clutch update for each of the clutches where we go through and try to identify them better and make determinations about, hey, which ones are boys, which ones are girls. We got very lucky with we got 4 ball pythons from the banana clutch. One is I'm pretty sure we have identified all of these correctly. I will resex them before any of them ship out. But I think all 4 of them are females. I think one of them is a banana mahogany. Or sorry, no, one of them is just a banana.
Right.
One of them is a super banana mahogany. And then 2 of them are banana black pastels, and all of them are females, which means the super banana obviously got banana from both parents, but it means the others got it all from the mom, which we showed you on that stream is Blossom, our banana black pastel mahogany. So she was a great mom. And by the way, they're all 50% het pied and 50% het lavender albino.
Right, so you could have Dreamsicle making banana snakes, some great combos.
Banana black pastel dreamsicles. Whew. Yeah. So we'll let everybody know when those are ready, when they're established, and when they're up for sale. In the meantime, these go back in the incubator, and we'll give you an update on those probably in a week or so. I think we are 2 weeks. Well, let me pull it up. I'll tell you how far we are from the next hatching.
Yeah, the next clutch in the incubator.
So we use Husbandry Pro, and
Intrepid Exotic said we need to get you guys out to Retake Fest in Pennsylvania. I see that's been going on. I saw Adam Wicken was there and a few others. Definitely. I mean, we don't have any retakes, but I would love to get some and then go. But yeah.
I'm just disappointed that nobody can actually see Arden right now. We're kind of cramped in this room, and so we just pointed it this way.
We don't have a lot of space. Hi, I'm here. Hello.
So I'll tell you what else is in the incubator. In a week, we will take, this is day 56 of day 56, the 7 eggs, Pastel, Lemonback, Gravel. Once they shed out, that's when I come up here and convert them to actual animals. The next clutch is on day 36 right now. They were laid June 19th, and so their hatch date is August 14th. There'll be 6 eggs from a Mojave Calico, possibly het pied. That's the female, and then the male is a leopard, possibly het pied. So if we get any pieballs out of those 6 eggs, we'll have proven both of them to be het pied, and we'll update those. Then the next one is on day 36 of 61, and that is 18 Pantherophis guttatus corn snake.
It's just a wild type Florida corn snake.
Yep, not even our fancy corn snakes at all. But there are 18 eggs there, and we are on day 36 of 61 for them. Then we are on day 32 of 56 for the blackhead lavender albino male bred to a GHI Mojave Fire. So we could get blackhead GHI Mojave Fires that will be 100% het for lavender albino. Then we are on day 29 of Pebbles eggs, where there are 12 of them. Pebbles is a pastel inchy butter female that was bred to an orange dream inchy, possible yellow belly male. And then we are only on day 4 of the eggs from Starlight that we got, 4 days ago. We added those. There are also 1, 2, 3, 4 snakes right now that are all over 40 millimeter and calcifying their eggs and ready to lay. All 4 of them have gone through their pre-lay shed earlier this month, which means within around the same time that we'll be cutting those other eggs, we will be getting new eggs, including new eggs from Tubby, who is right here and is not currently giving us eggs.
Oh.
But it's all right.
Okay.
I'll just put it back. Tubby is a het pied, het caramel albino. We are not breeding the caramel albino. There's a lot of little issues, kinks and stuff like that. We don't have a male with caramel to put her to.
We just wanted another pied breeder.
She exists because she's proven to be het pied by her previous owner. And we paired her up specifically to, I think we put her with Huey, to give us a second chance to prove out that Huey is leopard het pied. By the way, if you're wondering why Huey has a red tag on there, that's because he's on a hunger strike. So yep. Amongst all the things that we track, not only do we have this rack, but
there were like 8 that had red tags a couple weeks ago, but they all decided, despite being offered, I am almost positive most of them the same meal previously, they all decided live mice was good for them on the same day.
It's disappointing.
It's really weird.
We want to feed everybody frozen thawed or fresh killed. It's better for the snakes. It's better for the rats and mice. But you get picky eaters that are going to be picky eaters. You got other snakes like Gaga down here, who is a spider that will eat anything and everything you throw in there, and she's just lovely. And then Honeycomb, who hasn't eaten in about 3 weeks, who's a gorgeous champagne inchy that I can't wait to breed next year. Anyway.
Intrepid Exotics also said it was a great weekend and we would love the folks there. I had a 20-foot mainland out of the rafters. It was a riot. Aaron and I were talking about filming something, and if you guys want info on it, I'll be putting a video recap soon, so you can always message. Thank you so much, Intrepid Exotics. Ship your reptiles slogan, we put snakes on planes. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. We appreciate y'all being here for another egg cutting, and hopefully we will be back again on those due dates for another one soon.
In the meantime, I'm going to be going live with both some shopping on Morph Market, some discussions about genetics, and then doing some videos specifically focusing on the specifics of ball python genetics and what we're going to be doing as we expand to an entire second enclosure over there to hit other allelic combinations. And Arden's leaned over to push stop on the stream, and I can tell her back's bugging me, and she's like, would you stop talking? So yes, so I'm done talking. We'll see you.